Yak Gotti just can't seem to catch a break. Even after beating the state, he still remains behind bars. His motion hearing today with Judge Whitaker delayed. Ask yourself, is this just Fulton County doing what they do, their usual tactics and games, or is this a bigger play when it comes to this case? Before we break it all down, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Tap that notification bell so you won't miss a drop, and hit that like button to help the channel continue to grow. Y'all know the vibes. Grab a seat. Man, we finna dig deep. If you new, make sure y'all hit that notification bell, that like, share, comment, and subscribe. Grab a seat. We finna dig deep. Y'all ready? Let's dig. Now, so if y'all don't know, Yak is one of the only two defendants, as I said, that actually beat the state when it came to the YSL Rico trial. And yeah, that was definitely a game changer, especially when it came to this case. But despite beating that case, he's still locked up at the same jail on completely unrelated charges. And let's be real, Fulton County is definitely not trying to let him go that easy. And we all witnessed when he was represented by Caleb B in the attempt of his initial release, when the state actually popped up with this unexpected warrant, which was actually used by Judge McBurney to actually keep Yak in custody. Violation. Now, here's what Fulton County starts playing. Now, Yak actually had this previous charge dismissed, which actually was the charge that was blocking his initial release. That should have been a step closer to freedom, right? Wrong. Here's the problem. He's still dealing with past violations, not to mention the new charges he's picked up while he's been in custody at Fulton County. The contraband plus the jailhouse fight. So the motion that he was actually supposed to see Judge Whitaker on today was over the actual contraband, not the jailhouse fight. That actually still has to go in front of Judge McBurney. But this is interesting because even with the contraband charge, ask yourself this: has he already served that time? Or was this charge actually just get back from the state? Let's dig. Now, let's talk about the actual delay. Now, his motion to go sit in front of Judge Whitaker today about the actual contraband charge was actually delayed. Now, in my personal opinion, it actually wasn't a delay. This was more like a scheduled calendar day. This generally happens when you have different court cases and you're having to come back and file different motions and you change the defense counsels. What they do is they'll file a day for everybody to come in and they'll actually set the date for everybody to actually come back. Now, my personal opinion, I don't feel like this was Fulton County doing any type of sneaky mess or anything behind anyone's back. Could they have been more transparent? Possibly. Because to what I've understood and what I've heard and what I've read is that everybody showed up. The new defense team, Yak, the state, everybody was there. But today was just a calendar day, not impactful to the case. In my personal opinion, it could actually work in Yak's favor. Because you have to think, since he's beat the trial, he's still been in custody. So all these days are counting for something and going towards something. Could it be the actual contraband charge? Possibly going in front of Judge Whitaker. This could be a benefit. She could look at the days that he's been in custody, considering the days that he was already in custody from the YSL trial from the beginning. My personal opinion, common sense would say he should damn near get time served with standing in front of Judge Whitaker for a contraband charge. Not saying that the contraband charge was great for him to catch, but look at all the time that he's been in jail, in custody at Fulton County. Not to mention, he beat every charge on the YSL Rico trial. Didn't get charged by one, not even an eyelash. Every charge. So all this time that he's been in custody is counting towards what? Now, let's dig even deeper. Let's talk about the jailhouse fight. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting because the jailhouse fight, as you heard, how ironic is that? He was brought up to actually be the aggressor. Now, that is going to actually play a part when he goes back in front of Judge McBurney. Judge McBurney is going to be the one who ultimately says yay or nay. Keep him in custody, sentence him, or release him. A bond, possibly time served. Will they give him time served and released? In my opinion, absolutely not. You just beat the entire RICO trial, beat the state. Not involved in any of the actual lawsuits or the civil case, but you beat the state. Only one person beat the state. Not to mention the other trial is about to come up, delayed, postponed until what? July? Before they start jury selection, we will be covering that one too. Keep it in mind, Yak has been in custody for all this time. So the jailhouse fight has been the aggressor. I do see how they are actually keeping him in these restraints, not to mention everybody that's been released since he's actually been found not guilty. We done seen Shell Kell be released, YFN Lucci released, Thug released, like Fulton County is actually moving interesting. Not to mention, even with Lucci's paperwork, with his part of his release, with his condition, he can't go out of the state of Atlanta. He's actually banned to the state. These that are being released are banned from the state. So is it strength in numbers, or is the state sending a message that they're sinking? Now, let's definitely talk about the bigger picture. Yak. Now, Yak is definitely in an upside down situation. That's just keeping it G. Yak beat the case, still in custody. But the bigger picture is him going in front of Judge Whitaker. Now, I do feel like Judge Whitaker saying him today probably would have worked in his favor. However, let's look at the bigger picture. If this is delayed, which it was delayed, this could actually work out in his favor. Because again, it's not just Judge Whitaker making the decision. She's just a stepping stone to him actually being possibly released on a plea or a conditional bond, any of that from the state, still under the custody of the state, but at least he's out. The interesting thing is, with them delaying this, I feel like this does give his defense, as well as Yak, more firepower. The downside is more time in jail. Now, even more interesting, by the time it's actually sent over to McBurney, if this is resolved with Judge Whitaker, with this actual situation that he's going on with the contraband, how likely is it to be resolved that he'll actually get a bond when he does make it back in front of Mr. McBurney? Now, Judge McBurney is the one who's going to have the ultimate say, but at the end of the day, it's sad because it goes to show they're not willing to let him go in any shape, form, or fashion. Anything that they can do. He beat the case. They thought he was just going to walk away, get all your stuff back, and act like everything was all right. Not happening. They still want him on some type of paperwork. Remember, this situation right here is what the state was all about when it came to the case. Had they proved this, they might have got King Slime. Now, let's dig a little deeper. Speaking of his defense team, now we all would have loved to see Weinstein come in because a lot of people feel like the way that Weinstein handled the entire YSL trial from start to finish, Yak might have been out. But at the end of that trial, Weinstein did make a significant comment and said, hey, this fight is far from over. As we see, YSL trial ended last year, and Yak is still in the same position that he was from then as he is today. Now, even more interesting when it comes to his actual defense team, ask yourself this. Would you rather see Weinstein or Bruce Harvey? In my personal opinion, Harvey might be the actual go-to when it comes to this situation. For one, he's that tenure in that senior. And then the other thing is there is nothing working that the states can actually use to say that it may be compromising to him actual working with Yak. Now, my only concern that I would have is that as you watch with Bruce Harvey and Miss Westmoreland, salute to both of them, and Mr. Weinstein, the entire YSL defense salute. One of my biggest concerns was Nichols actually got off with a plea deal. Now, in my personal opinion, his plea was sweet because again, he was facing what? Life plus 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 plus. However, they got that down to him taking the actual plea deal. Will Yak's actual case boil down to the same situation? Now, two totally different situations, two totally different circumstances, two totally different set of charges. But will Yak actually have to take a plea in order for him to be released? Man, y'all jump in the comments, let me know y'all's thoughts. Will Yak actually be released by the time he makes it back to trial? Or is this just another stepping stone for him to step in front of the next judge, for him to be sentenced? Will Harvey actually have to come up and work a plea? With this being delayed today, a lot of people are going to say this wasn't in his favor. In my personal opinion, I say it was. Because again, even though he's still in the same position and still locked up in the state's custody, these days got to count for something. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know y'all's thoughts. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Tap that notification bell so you won't miss a drop whenever we drop. As always, make sure you stay safe, stay vigilant, and stay dangerous. The next time, remember, the life you save might be your very own. As always, I'm your host, Jay.